my shorts.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. This is episode number 58.
58, make them wait. We made them wait.
Made them wait a little bit for the next bit, yeah. Welcome to the show. We'll make you wait a couple of weeks for another episode too. We'll keep in suspense.
Yeah, that's right.
Last one for a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. Of course, you can join us every single Monday, except for the next couple of weeks. The podcast goes out on all the major podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, and Audible. It's also available on YouTube. We don't film it anymore, though.
No.
No, we just sit in the dank little room.
Yep.
With the water dripping down from the ceiling.
Speak shit.
Gross, yeah.
Little rats getting running across our feet. All
Yeah,
that sort
I
of
know.
stuff.
We got kicked out.
That's what they've done to us.
I know. Well, it's what have a podcast God's work. I suppose.
Shit happens.
Yeah. They are still on YouTube, though.
Yeah,
because the patrons get a 2-day early access. Sorry to patrons, we got this one up a little bit late today. But usually they do go up 2 days early. So if you head to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under, you can get your 2-day early access for as little as $1 a month. Cheap. That's right. The video podcasts are now on a separate channel. Well, they have been for the best part of the year.
Yeah, they have.
So Dave Lee Down
It's
Under
not a new
podcast
channel anymore.
No, it's not. You can head over there, watch the video or listen to the video, hit subscribe. We need to get the subs up.
Yeah, get the subs up. If you
like-
haven't subbed, get over and sub. Don't have to watch or listen from there, but
Yeah, just
get over
sub.
and sub.
Just sub away. If you want to write into the show, you can send them out at davelypod@gmail.com if you want to write in. If you want to get me on the socials, I'm over on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. Links for everything down the bottom.
All of them.
All of them. And of course, the main YouTube channel is just Dave Lee Down Under. You know the drill. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, though, send us a review and a rating.
Only good ones, though.
The good ones. The good ones help.
Send shit ones or we'll hunt you down.
Yeah, I know. We need new lines when we come back.
Yeah, maybe. We've been using them for about a year now.
Yeah, I know. I think we need to refresh it a little bit. Might be a good thing that we're going off for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
But of course, I'm joined once again, as always, by old mate Rick.
Yep, the old man sitting in the corner, rocking away in his rocking chair,
Yep.
just waiting for death to arrive on the door.
Hey, don't say that. Jeez,
No, that's a bit dark,
dark. Knock wood. Second week in a row, I'm having a knock wood.
It's inevitable.
Well, one day.
Hopefully it's 30 or 40 years away. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, we beat the tune this week.
Cool, just for a
I had
change.
to manually fade it out a little bit.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Did you remember how to do that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I did.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. But we're going to try and do a fairly quick show today.
We've got a shitload on at the moment.
There's so much going on, as you know, if you've been listening. I'm heading overseas this week.
Ooh, only 5 more sleeps, Dave.
Yeah, well, by the time this goes out to the general audiences, I'm
be
heading
3
like
more
3
sleeps.
days. Which is madness. I got a lot on at the moment. I'm trying to cram in like 3 or 4 videos at the moment to get done before I go. Some stuff I'm prepping as well that I can just get started on straight away once I get there. Hopefully maybe a little bit on the plane. This lovely 17.5-hour flight that I've got. Preceded by a 1.5-hour flight and a 4.5-hour flight.
There's a 4.5 hours too.
Yeah, apparently.
From Sydney to...
Yeah.
Oh, and it might be 3.5 because I don't...
Time
Northern
difference,
Territory
maybe?
have daylight savings or not? I don't think they
I don't
do.
know, but the thing says 4.5 hours. Like, specifically says 4.5 hours.
Yeah, but if there's an hour time difference...
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't tell you, like, the time. It's like the length of the flight is 4.5 hours, is what it says on the thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm heading out. I've got so much to do, and this is like the last... This is just one of those extra things. It's like, squeeze it in and try and get it done. So there's not a whole lot to talk about today, which is good. So we'll just try and whiz through this one. And who knows? Maybe it'll feel good to do a shorter show, and we'll try and do them more.
Yeah. People might go, oh, thank Christ, it's not an hour.
Well, we shortened them down to about an hour and a half over the last few weeks.
Well, last week it was what, hour 20 or something?
Hour 25 or something. And, it was like an hour 18. People have been like, oh, love the new format. Yep. Subs are actually up on the YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
Ever since we got rid of our video portion.
That's bizarre.
So strange. Yeah, I know.
People don't like looking at those heads.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can subscribe now. I don't have to look at them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And please get over if you haven't.
Yes,
subscribe.
please.
Got to get them up to 1,000
We are
subs.
so close to monetizing the channel.
Yep.
And once we can monetize the channel, we can start thinking again about frightening everyone again with video podcasts and all that kind of stuff. It makes it a lot more worthwhile putting the time and the effort into that kind of side of things.
It's just time poor at the moment.
Yeah, exactly right. Particularly right now. So we're going to get on with today's show because I not only do I have to do all these videos in like 3 or 4 days, I just got to pack. I got to sort out insurance shit. I got to what else am I doing? Doing stuff like I got to do like a passenger locator form they call it,
right.
and I got to book like a second day test, COVID test. If I want to go, there's all this shit that I got to deal with over the next few days. So let's get on with today's show. Let's start off with one of our segments, which is if I can find the there it is.
Good picture. Yeah.
Oh no, the thing was muted because it was all the way down there from when I faded out the song before.
What up?
There you
Good
go.
picture. Yeah.
That's better. I'm not editing today's podcast. The last few weeks I've actually taken a little bit of effort to edit a little bit, get some the empty space and all that kind of stuff. Not today.
Just
I
get it up
don't have
raw.
the time. I don't have the exactly
Raw
right.
and naked, as
Which
they call
is
it.
what I used to do, what we used to do for the best part of the year. But the last few weeks I've been tinkering with editing. Anyway, let's get on with it. So this is the
That's going to scare people. It's going to go up naked.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, let's talk about what we've been watching this week, which is thankfully not a lot. So I don't have to talk too much.
No, not much at all.
I don't think I've watched many catalog titles this week because I've just been up every morning like early. I'm like, I just have to get work done. Like these extra 2 hours of work, I need them. I have been powering through my Gung Li and Zhang Yimou box set though still, my Chinese films that I've been watching. They've all been amazing so far.
Awesome.
I've loved them all. I've got 2 more to watch. There's 8 out of the box set. I've watched 6 of them. I'm loving all of them.
Cool.
All of them have been really great so far.
Well, are they Chinese, are they?
Chinese films, yeah. Zhang Yimou is the filmmaker, and
You
Gung Li.
have to point me in the direction on where they are so I can have a bit of a look at them while you're away.
Beautiful big red box set.
Awesome.
They're all quite really slow move. None of them are too long. Maybe the longest one, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. Some of them are they call them a melodrama. So there's a lot of Chinese films are melodramas. So they're slow and emotional and dramatic, but they're really good.
Yeah.
They're so you just sit there and it's like, it feels long. It's like slow burning, but just so good. So good. I didn't write into this week's script which ones I watched this week. I'll try and get up the Letterboxd so I can have a look, but it's so slow. The internet is really slow today. So this week I watched one called Shanghai Triad, which was really great. Which one called Red Sorghum and Judo. They're great. They're all great.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about them individually, but go and buy that box set if you can.
Yep.
It's out right now from Imprint. It's the new Imprint box set. 8 films. And they're amazing. Each one's got like a bonus feature. I haven't had time to go through them properly, but each one's got like this film historian guy, 20 minutes on each movie, who talks about the film and the importance of the film. And it's sort of like a mini documentary, a long documentary on this collaboration process between Yimou and Lee. So it's really quite fascinating, the bits and pieces I've seen. So go on.
And they're all foreign language?
They're all Chinese. They're all in Mandarin. So really great with subtitles and no English language at all. So you got to force yourself to just... But they're easy.
Got to learn how to read again.
Yeah, exactly. They're all easy. I have loved them, and I think they're probably some of the best foreign film, maybe some of the best movies I've ever watched. Just even gorgeous, like visually gorgeous movies.
Yeah.
And just the stories are really great. And I have become a huge fan of both artists, both Gung Li and Zhang Yimou.
Awesome.
Just terrific. Just loving them. So I got 2 more left.
So I love Asian films. I spoke about that last week.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really like the look of an Asian film.
Yeah.
And they're usually quite a slow burn too.
Oh yeah,
and I enjoy a slow burn film.
Really great, really good. I think you'll like them. Some of them are a bit similar, but I think you'll like them. And she's a terrific actress, Gung Li. Oh, in love. She was in Mulan last year. She was like the villain in that one, and she's also in Miami Vice. I vaguely remember her being. It's been a long time since I watched that, but she hasn't done a lot of English language films. But those are the 2 you'd know her from. But anyway, so I'm getting on with them. I've got 2 more to watch, and I'll try and get them out before I go away. If not, I'll get to them in a few months' time. Otherwise, newer films that we've watched. We finally watched, this is my second watch of it, but you finally got a chance to watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yep.
What'd you think?
I was a bit disappointed, to be honest.
You were disappointed?
I wasn't disappointed. I was a bit disappointed from my expectation.
Oh, right.
I was expecting a really, really good film, and I just found it just a tad boring.
Boring?
In bits.
Well, you fell asleep in the major climactic battle scene at the
there
end.
you go. That's why.
So
I'll go back and give it another watch.
Yeah.
I did like it, but my expectation was higher than what I got delivered.
That's the problem when they push these things out and out and
out. Yeah.
Get excited and then find.
But I probably need to have another look and give you my opinion after a second watch.
Yeah, I really liked it. Even the second time, I think it held up. We've spoken the last few weeks about how some of these Marvel movies just don't hold up second time you watch them.
Yeah.
This one I found I still really enjoyed the second time.
Yeah.
Really good. I don't know.
Yeah. I found it probably a little long as well.
It is quite long, 2015 minutes. A lot of these Marvel movies are really pushing the length at the moment, which is because usually they're quite short, like 2 hours, and then you've got like an hour, even like an hour and 45, 2 hours. But then like you've got the big Avengers movies, they're usually like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. But they've been really pushing the length on these kind of smaller, sort of singular focused character films recently, which is strange. I just need to cut back on the length.
But I did like a couple of the characters that came in from other films.
Oh yeah,
like Wong. Was it Wong?
Wong, yeah.
Wong, I love Wong.
Yeah,
he's great in Doctor Strange, and I saw him on that, and I thought I remember saying to you, "Is that Wong from Strange?" Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
And Trevor as well.
And Trevor, he's my favourite. I love Trevor.
Back. You know, they kept.
I'm probably one of the only people in the world that bought the Trevor.
Yeah,
the Trevor hot toy.
Probably that was really cheap too. They've given it away at that point. No one wanted it.
He'll be worth lots later because no one will have it.
Yeah, probably. But I think the reason is that because he was playing what was supposed to be the Mandarin.
Yeah, that's right.
So the big twist was he's not actually the Mandarin.
No, that's right.
In that film,
he was an actor.
Yeah, he was an actor, and people, Iron Man comic fans, whatever, got really pissed off over it. So you'll find Iron Man 3 is probably the most divisive film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because the comic book loyalists hate it and hate what they did with that character.
Really?
Yeah. So they've kind of righted that wrong a little bit. I don't think it's a wrong. I always thought it was a really great move. And I love Trevor as well. I think he's great. But with this new movie, they brought the real Mandarin in.
Yeah,
but they actually did. They did a short film years ago as well. Remember? I don't know if you remember, but it was Trevor in prison after he'd been captured, and at the end, these two sort of henchmen of the real Mandarin come in, and they're like, "You got to cut it out because the real Mandarin's still out there," sort of thing. And it's finally taken all this time to get the real Mandarin in. So,
it was great. But his little character last night. He's explaining to them that he was an actor employed to play the Mandarin and
quite good.
A terrorist and all that sort of stuff. It was I love that character.
Yeah, very good. But they hid his involvement in the movie for the entire advertising campaign of the film.
Really?
No posters. It wasn't in the posters. Wasn't in the trailers. They didn't announce that he was in it. Ben Kingsley. They didn't announce anything, and then they had the premiere. And there he is on the red carpet taking pictures. Hey guys, I'm here. And I was like, "Fucking, what are you doing? What are you doing? I keep inviting to premiere. Don't fucking flat him around on the red carpet. Just spoiled it for everyone. Been a nice little surprise.
That was a really nice little surprise for me.
I didn't tell you, for that reason, because I knew
being
you'd love it.
Being a huge fan of Trevor.
I knew you'd love it, so I didn't tell you. But ages ago, I remember saying it was like, they've just spoiled like a massive thing. So many people have seen it now, it's all right to talk about it, I suppose. But yeah, so we watched that. Upset to hear you a bit disappointed, but give it another try. We also...
I wasn't disappointed with it. As I thought, it just didn't quite meet my expectations. I did enjoy it, but it was just that 10% that was missing for me. Yeah. But I'll give it another watch. I was a bit tired when I watched it last night. So
again, probably though, because they just built it up, pushed it out.
Yeah, more than likely.
That's always what happens. We watched a couple of last week. You fell asleep in this one as well, so I can probably imagine what your thought on this was. Gunpowder Milkshake.
Wasn't a huge fan.
Karen Gillan, Lena Headey was in it, Angela Bassett, a few others as well. Sort of I think it's from the producers of John Wick, so it's almost like a female John Wick sort of thing.
Yeah.
Really quite graphic violence in some of the action scenes, cool action scenes, a bit of dark comedy and stuff like that.
Wasn't as good as I'd hoped.
Yeah, it was the same. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I like Karen Gillan. I'd like to see her in more roles like that. But it was just something missing. It was just a little bit boring, maybe.
Should know when he's got Paul Giamatti in it.
Yeah.
Most of his films, you expect more from.
Yeah, I get it.
I really like Paul Giamatti, but I just find a lot of his films that you expect a lot more from them. Like Lady in the Water. Was it Lady in the Water?
Yeah, he was in that, yeah.
That was the one, wasn't it?
Yeah. The mermaid under the water at the hotel or whatever. M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be really good. It was okay. It wasn't great, but...
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing some weird character roles lately. Yeah. He was in Jungle Cruise as the Italian...
That's right, he was, yeah.
The Italian cruise ship owner. It was just a really weird role. He does some really weird stuff now. Yeah, 10 years ago, he was like critically acclaimed in a bunch of like Oscar-winning movies and shit, and now he's just doing this weird little character roles.
How the mighty have fallen.
I know. He's still he's a terrific actor, but I get what you mean. He's just some weird stuff. I think I liked it, but I didn't love it. I hoped I loved it.
I was the same. I
was hoping that I'd really love it.
Yeah, and that's one that's just, what is that? It's got a 6, so it's just verging on just a little.
Yeah. Well, other than that, talking about M. Night Shyamalan, we watched, this one's been a bit divisive as well. Old.
Yep.
His latest film, Old, the one where you go to the beach and you turn old. Yeah. Just think about it.
I didn't mind
this one. Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
It was okay. Didn't mind it either.
The concept was pretty cool.
Apparently it's based on a comic book or a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was just... I thought the concept was actually really quite good. The execution was okay, but I enjoyed it.
I had fun with it. I think
I didn't mind it at all.
It was very stylistic, as you'd expect from Shyamalan.
Yeah.
But the acting is really bad.
Yeah, it was
acting
terrible.
was awful.
Yeah.
And it had to have been a directorial thing because the people who are in it are really quite good. And I was just, I think it's like a melodramatic, trying to be like really melodramatic, over the top sort of thing. Moves at a really quick pace too. And it was a very strange movie. I understand why a lot of people didn't like it. But I thought it was all right. I thought it was fine.
And it's only got a 5.8 as well on IMDb. So you can understand that. And that's 65,000 reviews on it on IMDb. So, or ratings, I should say. Yeah. So that's probably about where it's at.
About right. Yeah, I reckon.
Around that, around that 6 mark.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, there you go.
It wasn't great. It certainly wasn't great. No. But it was okay. It was watchable. It was watchable, and I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
There you go. Well, that's it. That is all that we've watched over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's bugger all.
Because we've just been
a bit busy.
Been a bit busy, a bit slow.
Have times like that.
Well, exactly right. Letterboxd wrapped. I didn't do this last week. I was supposed to. This is for the month of October. I watched 35 movies in October, which is pretty piss poor effort.
One a day.
Oh, yeah, basically. And that, I think, is the lowest of the year.
Slacker.
Yeah.
That's funny calling someone a slacker for not sitting on their ass watching a film.
Yeah. Well, my best of the year was 59. That was in January. I've had a lot of time just sit and watch shit then.
Yeah.
So that brings us to a total of 424 movies this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was 565.
Shit.
So I'm like
130 odd behind.
Yeah.
131 behind.
Don't think that happened in 2 months.
Minus,
1 month.
Well, there's another 3 there, so that's 128.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. We'll see how we go. I might find a lot of time while I'm overseas. Eh?
Doubtful.
No, doubtful. So yeah, but we have had some movement when it comes to the actors, the directors, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We have got Zhang Yimou is now in top place alongside Jay Oliver. Now, Jay Oliver was one of the directors of those DC movies that I just binged like a bunch of them at the beginning of the year, and they just took over this whole thing. So now finally Zhang Yimou is at the top with 6 films with Jay Oliver. So if I get through the other 2, or at least another one of the Zhang Yimou films, he'll be top.
He goes in front.
And I don't think there's a chance anyone else is going to beat him this year.
Yeah, doubtful.
So he's coming in very close. And actors are the same. We have got still at the top is Andrea Romano, who's the voice casting director who did a bunch of cameos in the DC movies, who by default took number 1 spot. Both her and Jean-Claude Van Damme are there with 9 films apiece. But this month, Lon Chaney moved into 2nd spot.
Lon Chaney Jr.
Because I watched a bunch of those Inner Sanctum Mysteries that he was in. I watched 8 of them, so he's coming to 2nd spot. They're only like an hour, like 60-minute films. So he's moved into 8th spot with The Rock. And in the 3rd place, we've got Gung Lee, who did the films with Zhang Yimou. And if I watch another couple of her movies, she'll come in to top place alongside Romano and Jean-Claude. But if I maybe give Mulan a rewatch, because I know Alicia wants to watch that. Maybe if I try and see if Miami Vice is streaming anywhere over in the States, because I'm keen, not the States, in the UK. I'm keen to see that again. She might completely sweep in and just clean up. We'll see what happens. It's a bit of a battle at the moment. But
doing a Bradbury.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what that is.
Stephen Bradbury.
What's that?
He was the speed skater, the ice skater.
Right.
Where he was coming, the Australian speed skater. He's coming last and everybody fell over.
That's right.
And he jumped over them and came first and won the gold medal.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, I'm actually not sure if the count on this includes rewatches, because we've watched Jungle Cruise 3 times already this year, which would mean that if that counted those, The Rock would be in top place. He'd be at number 10. So I don't know.
You have to work out with it, doesn't it?
I don't think it does. So does that count, though? Would you count that, or would you just count that as one movie?
Got to go by Letterboxd. Whatever Letterboxd does.
Yeah, got to go by Letterboxd says, I suppose. Yeah, well, there you go. So anyway, that's the Letterboxd wrapped for the month of October. Should have done it last week, but we do it now. And then a couple of weeks' time, we'll do November. Oh, be interesting to see what happens there.
November already. God, this year's gone quick.
Well, it's be December in a couple of weeks. What the hell?
We need this year to go quick.
I know.
Get it out of our lives.
I know, it's been a shitty year. The last 2 years have been shitty as. Hopefully 2022 has some good things in store.
Hope so.
Knock wood.
It will.
Yeah. We can talk about Last Night in Soho now as well.
Yep.
This finally opens here this week. We just spoke about it very briefly last week. This is, of course, the new Edgar Wright film. It's got Anya Taylor-Joy and Thomasin McKenzie in it. Almost like what you would call what am I thinking of?
It's almost a noir.
Well, but I'm trying to think of the specific term, which is it's just escaped me for some reason. But it's like a noir kind of thriller, mystery, kind of a bit of elements of horror thrown in there. Not really. I don't think at any point you really know what direction it's going to go.
Yeah,
it starts really quite normal and then just completely fucking
right off the rails,
and keeps going for the rest of the thing.
Yeah, loved it.
You loved it?
I thought it was a great film.
Yeah.
Really loved the style. It almost sort of had as I said, it's like a film noir sort of feel about it. But it almost had a sort of a Sin City feel about it as well.
Well, that was noir. See, that's exactly what I'm trying to... I don't know how it completely escaped my brain because I'm a huge fan of noir. Neo-noir.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
which is new noir.
New noir, yeah, that's right.
Which is... it takes elements of the classic film noir, but it might be stuff like it's in colour.
Yeah.
Or, there's more modern filmic techniques and stuff thrown in, but it's really visually noir.
Yep.
And like narratively it's that noir thing, but it's a bit different. So you see a lot of neo-noir films use like a lot of neon lighting.
Yep.
In particular, this one definitely did, or like even Blade Runner 2049. We haven't watched, but from what we've seen from that. But yeah, it had that real noir feel about it. I reckon it'd be great to watch in black and white.
Oh yeah,
dial down the color on the tally, the saturation.
Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. That would be really good.
It'd be really cool. Yeah.
There's a thing to do.
Yeah.
Strip a copy of it and strip all the colour out.
No, all you need to do is turn the saturation down your tally.
Yeah, that's right.
No piracy, thank you very much.
No, we don't do that.
No. But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
I loved it.
I'm a huge fan of Sin City.
Yeah.
And that's the whole style, that whole noir, or that neo-noir style. Yeah. Just loved it. I mean, I'm very visual. Have been all my life, so it's the visuals that really get me first.
This one's been divisive as well. People either really love it or have just really hated it.
There'd be no middle ground, I wouldn't have thought.
And the interesting thing is I found that a lot of people who really love Edgar Wright's movies, we're talking... it's literally just left my head. Literally had it just there. Baby Driver.
Yep.
He did those ones with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, etc., etc. Just really stylistic sort of films. People who really love his work have really not liked this, I've found.
Really?
Yeah, it is very different. But then the thing is, I'm not a huge fan of him. Like his movies, I'm not a huge fan, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So what does that say?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a bit like just a little bit different to what he'd normally do. Of course, he uses music really well. So if you remember Baby Driver, he used music really well in that movie. Yep. So that's kind of carried over into this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a great film.
I loved it.
Really enjoyed it.
It was so good.
I'll watch it again.
I bought I will too. I know this will be one alongside like Black Swan. It's very similar to Black Swan, actually, just in that sort of like psychological thriller sort of kind of thing where it's just like a focus on someone as they kind of almost spiral completely out of control, spiral into madness throughout the course of the movie. It's that same thing. I'd still put Black Swan ahead of it. It's still like one of my favourite movies of all time.
It's a great film.
But I feel like this is something I would rewatch over and over again, maybe every year, every couple of years.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it again.
I have already bought the 2 LPs from Mondo Records. God. Yeah. There's the what do you call it? The soundtrack, which is just all the music.
Yep.
All the
songs. The backing track.
No, the music that's been used.
Oh, yeah.
And I missed the Mondo web store exclusive, which was like a splatter vinyl. I missed it because I was just waiting till I saw the film before I ordered it. And then when I saw the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get it. Splatter vinyl gone. So I still got a colour one. Doesn't matter. Red and blue still look quite cool.
What does Frankie say?
Yeah, but I didn't know if I was going to like the movie.
Frankie says...
I'm not spending $75 on a record.
The time to buy is when you see
No. I'm not spending $75 on a record and then finding I fucking hate the movie.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So I waited. I saw the movie, loved it, gone. Doesn't matter. I've still got a colour one. I'm happy. I also bought the score, which is the backing track, the music, the original music, and the artwwork on that's beautiful. Yeah, but I think it's got a yellow disc and a purple disc, and the discs actually match the blue and the red disc anyway on the standard soundtrack. So
cool.
Probably matches better anyway. Anyway,
good.
Tangent again, but yeah, loved it. Check it out if you can. It's been open overseas for like a month. Probably by the time it's out here, 2 months.
And am I expecting delivery of those while you're away?
Yeah, I think they're not released until March, so it'll be a while off. I might even be back by the time they come because sometimes they're delayed by a month or two.
Yeah, it's true.
Although there is a massive delivery of Mondo stuff coming probably over the next couple of weeks. Like 6 or 7 records.
Oh, really?
Because I've pre-ordered them over like the last 6 months and just keep getting them out to add them to the order because they were all supposed to come out at around the same time.
Right.
And they're happy to combine orders as long as the product is releasing at the same time.
Right, yeah.
And a couple of them ended up getting delayed. So it's like 6 months of orders bundled into a thing, and then finally they were all sent off.
Have they left yet? Have they been sent yet? Or?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. Okay. So they should have been here
any time.
But yeah, could be here this week. Could be here before I go away.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Anyhow, that is it for movies. Television this week. We'll do nothing really. Oh, we of course Dickinson.
Yeah,
He's back. We started that season 3. It's
still
3.
good. Still a really good show.
Terrific show. Love it. Yeah. 3 episodes they dropped at once.
Yep.
Still great. If you've heard us talk about it before, opinions the same. Still a very good show. Also, what else started this week that we started watching? Yellowstone, your favourite program.
Fuck, I love that show.
It's great. 2 episodes. 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is...
Can't wait for the rest of it.
Good. Yeah, no, 1 a week.
Just love it.
Very good. Kevin Costner, what a legend.
Yeah. No, he just got better with age, like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Like a fine red wine.
Yeah. No, great. A really great show. And season 3, straight into it.
Oh, yeah.
Full on.
Fucking oath.
It's going to be a good season. And they've just announced 2 spin-off series.
Yeah. How good's that?
Yeah, I think it's called 1886.
Yep.
Which focuses on the family, the Dutton family.
Mm-hmm. And how they got to where they are.
Yeah, the original
Origin
their
story.
Ancestors, and it's about how they bought the farm.
Right.
And so it tells the story of how the farm has been in the family for all this time.
When's that? Next year, is it?
Next year, I think. And then there's one called 3 Sixes or 4 Sixes, it's called.
4 Sixes, I think.
Which is a massive ranch in Texas that the creator of the show, Tyler Sheridan, has bought. And they're just going to film. They're just going to film a show on it.
Tax right off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly right.
Apparently,
it's a really famous ranch that is just really well known. Like if you're like a ranch aficionado, I just think anyone. It's apparently just a really famous ranch in Texas.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think they've shot a lot of movies.
It'd be
there
massive too, you would think.
Yeah, huge apparently. So he's bought it, and they're going to film there. Apparently they filmed some stuff from this current season there, season 4, which it is. Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
can't get enough of it.
I know. We got some great shows coming back really soon. I was a bit disappointed.
In fact, loved it so much. I looked into buying some of the gear from them, like jackets and stuff.
Yeah.
Just too hard to get hands on it.
Yeah, but it was some dodgy. Fucking like one of those page you found on Facebook. I was like, don't even.
Exactly.
It's either not going to arrive or it's going to come and it's going to be just absolute shit. But you did go and buy yourself an Akubra hat, which is the Deadwood hat. It's technically the Yellowstone hat that you went and bought. There's a lot of really good shows starting really soon. Of course, those 2. Shrink Next Door started on Apple last night. We haven't watched it yet. That's the one with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd.
I was going to say Ant-Man.
Yeah, and Ant-Man. Talking about Ant-Man, talking about Edgar Wright before actually. Edgar Wright, tangent, but Edgar Wright was originally supposed to direct Ant-Man. For years he was attached to it, before even the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a thing.
Oh, really?
And he came to a head with Kevin Feige and their visions didn't line up and he left. Very sad. It would be interesting to see what he would have done with that. Anyway, so yeah, we've got Shrink Next Door starts. I had started. Haven't checked it out yet, but we will. I'll force Alicia to watch that with me. She doesn't like Will Ferrell at all. Hates him.
I can understand why.
So he's just annoying. I'm saying, no, you're going to watch it. Jeff Goldblum, The World According to Jeff Goldblum, started this week. Well, they've dropped all 5 episodes of season 2.
Yep.
So that's going to be excited to check that one out. We've got The Great is coming back on November 19th, which is that one with Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult.
Yep.
Really great, about Catherine the Great.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's
good.
So good.
It's really good.
It's on Hulu overseas, and it's on, I think season 2 is on Stan here in Australia because Stan had season 1. But over in the UK, Channel 5 had season 1, and now Disney Plus has season 2.
Pain in the ass.
I know. So you can check that one out. Wednesday, November 24th, we've got Hawkeye.
Don't know if I'm looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to it. I'm so excited for it.
seen a couple of trailer for that the other day. I thought, I'm not sure about that.
I'm excited. They played this clip at the Disney Plus Day last night. It just looks good. I'm keen on it. I'm excited for it. We've also got, I'm giving a rundown of all the great programs that we got to watch over this month because I'm not sure when we're going to do another show. Because we should have said at the top, we're going away. My first couple of weeks there, I'm just going to chill. I arrive on the Friday next week, arrive this week, today, like in a few hours' time.
Yesterday.
Next week, yeah. Oh, yeah,
just
yesterday.
Saturday.
Yeah, of course.
Recording a day late.
Yeah, we are, yeah. So I will be there, and I'm not recording a podcast on the day that I arrive. And then I'm probably going to want to take a couple of weeks to just settle.
It's going to take you a week to bloody acclimatise, really.
Well, exactly. So I'm just going to chill. So anyway, just a rundown of the great stuff that's coming over this next month, just in case I don't do another one for 2 or 3 weeks. Because we will be continuing the podcast. We'll just be doing it like via Zoom or something. We'll figure out.
Yep.
Anyway, you're looking forward to we're both looking forward to this, but you particularly are very excited. We're both very particularly excited, but this is
what you're going to say.
You've been waiting for this longer than I have, an entire lifetime longer. We're getting the Beatles Get Back.
I can't wait.
Finally, across the November 25, 26, and 27.
Cannot wait for it.
Can't wait.
Saw that little clip from it yesterday. Oh my God, does it look good? Gee, they have done such a beautiful job rendering that footage.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see this.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah,
man, he is
he's the man.
He's incredible what he does.
Our cousin across the ditch there.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see that. That's, as we've said, the holy grail of Beatles footage. Just like an archive.
And it'll give those of us who saw the original Let It Be a real look into what actually how they interacted with each other. Yeah. In that period of time where you were always led to believe that it was really bitter and everything else, but it was not that at all by the look of it.
Yeah. No, so I'm keen. I'm very excited.
Cannot wait.
Disappointed I'm not going to, because I'll be overseas when I get to watch it on the big screen.
Hope my Let It Be box set gets here before it.
Well, it's been in the country for 2 weeks. That's the one before. I got an email. It's like, it's been caught up in Ozpost congestion. Fuck off.
Of course it is.
We'll get it. We'll get
everything.
it. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Oh,
what was I going to say? Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. I was going to say I was disappointed that I'm not going to get to see it on the big screen here because I'll be away. So I'll have to.
I am.
You are. It's all right. I'll watch it on the big 4K tally over there.
It's all right. I'll watch it on the big screen, then I'll watch it on the 4K.
I helped him pick out a nice 65, 70-inch 4K telly while I was out over there last time, so I'm nice and see it. But yeah, when I get back, I'll watch it again on the big screen. And this one, I was so disappointed. I was really disappointed because this one was supposed to start this week, and they pushed it a month. Emily in Paris, season 2.
Oh, yeah. Cute little series.
Yeah, absolute trash. I don't know if I call it cute. It's just trash.
It's cute.
I suppose.
You know the definition of cute.
Yeah,
ugly but nice.
I suppose. Yeah. It is, yeah. I love it though. That's just pure trash and I love it. So I'm really excited for that.
Right in your wheelhouse, that.
Yeah, it's just so good. It's just I don't have to think about anything.
Trashy rom-coms.
Trash rom-com. Lily Collins. Collins. There you go. Phil Collins' daughter. Yep. She's in it. She's great. I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, so am I.
Don't care what anyone says.
It's trashy. It's just good fun. Good fun to watch. What about Queenie? When's Queenie come back?
Next year. The Crown.
Yeah.
I had this. I thought it was coming back this year, and I had this thought in my head that they had just released like first look images of it, like Olivia Colman in the costume and all this shit. It was like, oh yeah. And then I looked into it, and that was last year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of these pictures they put out a whole year ago, and we've watched that season. Mm-hmm. These 2 years are just fucked.
Yeah.
Just fucked. And but she's gone now, Olivia Colman. We've had her 2 seasons.
Right. Yeah.
And we've got Imelda Staunton's coming in now as the Queen for the last 2 seasons. So I'm just completely like a year behind. Thinking, oh yeah, I just saw these first look images a month ago, and no, I saw them a year ago and have watched the season.
Bloody hell.
So that's another year off.
That's fine.
Yeah. Also, Love Life, which was the show with Anna Kendrick we watched earlier last year.
The
little rom-com thing. I was showing you last night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That started like 3 weeks ago or something.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, we missed that.
End of last month it started.
Couldn't have fit it in anyway.
No, exactly right. But season 2, and it's like an anthology thing now, so it's focused on a different character. They've got I can't remember the name of I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he played Shite in The Good Place.
Yeah.
So he's the lead character now. Very good. So excited for that. We've also so that's all the great stuff that's coming very, 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 very soon. Other than those kind of little shows that we did watch, we also watched another 3 episodes of Lovecraft Country.
Yep.
Which is I like it, but it's like...
So episode 2 was just...
Episode 2 was awful.
And we thought, I don't know if we can watch any more of this.
I was ready to drop it. I was like, what is this?
And then we debated about what we're going to watch, and I just said, I'll give it another go. We'll have a look. And it was actually not bad.
It's been quite good. I really like this. Just
Ep 3 and 4.
Yeah. It's like adventure pulp kind of... Well, it's the Lovecraft stories. The Lovecraft stories were all like adventure pulp, sci-fi, horror, sort of weird stuff. And it blends all of that in. What it is it uses Lovecraft symbology and visuals to represent oppression in African American culture.
Yep.
So that's sort of where the whole thing comes from. It's really great. Oh, jeez, I just completely I'm in a not used to being in a one of these spring-loaded chairs, and I've just dropped to the floor. But anyway, Lovecraft Country. It's really good. It's just, but it varies from episode to episode. But I'm enjoying where it is at the moment.
Yeah,
I've heard that at the end of the season there's a massive drop, though. I've heard people who really loved it when it started, and then at the end it's just apparently just lose its way a little bit. But you said that after the first episode, you're like, I don't know where they can take this. And each episode, you almost feel like, where are you going next? It's almost a little bit aimless in the narrative. I don't know. But I'm keen to see it.
I find it really disjointed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like between episodes, particularly that second one was disjointed from the first and the third. The third and fourth were a little more connected.
Yeah.
But they were still disjointed.
It's strange. I'm keen, like I get what they're doing with the whole symbology and everything. I think that's fantastic. I love that element of it. But the more just kind of the narrative of the story of where the characters are going, what they're doing, it's a bit strange. It's a bit hard to follow in parts.
Yeah.
But I'm keen to see how it kind of comes to a head sort of at the end of the season. It all ties up and interesting. But it is pretty good. It's about a year old as well, so we're a bit far behind that one. But we've just started watching that, and we thought we'd let you know. Other than that, that is time for...
Time
Mad Men
to relax.
Time to relax because Mad Men is such a relaxing... No. Mad Men.
No bong.
No bongs. There's been no bongs. Mad Men, how many we fucking watched this week? 7?
I wonder how many people are listening and they hear that come on and go, I think I might
blaze up. Maybe.
If you do, just send us a message with a little smiley face.
God's sake. No, it's no bongs, no bong talk. Mad Men update. Don't do drugs, kids.
Nope.
Or anyone listening out there. Be responsible with your listening. This is an unaided. This needs no aid, this podcast.
No.
Nothing. So how many did we watch this week?
8.
This is a
we
record.
Watched 8 this week. And we're not sick of it.
So good.
We finished off season 4.
Yeah, we started.
And we've done 7 episodes of season 5.
Yeah, we're trying to plough away as many as we can until they go away.
Try and get season 5 out the way. Don't think we will, but we'll get close. We might have 1 or 2 to go.
Yeah. That's all right. I've got it over there.
That's all right.
It's on Sky TV over there on the Sky Cinema package thing, so I'll be able to watch it. And I think Lovecraft Country should be as well, so if we don't finish that, I can finish it off over there.
Cool.
Which will be good. So it's so good. Yeah, it's just this season. We were saying season 4 or 5. A show usually has like a bit of a lull around season 4 or 5. Hasn't yet. It's
no.
Just getting better and better. So good.
Yeah,
great show.
Yeah, I just. One thing that staggers me every week is that every time they walk into one of the offices, they take a drink.
Yeah.
I don't remember it ever being like that back in the 80s and 90s, early 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
60s still. It's 20 years off.
There were a few that were still a bit that way back then, lighten up and all that sort of stuff. I remember one of our photographers used to smoke in the studio.
Oh, really?
And it was around the time when smoking started to become banned in the workplace.
Right.
And he would stand there smoking, and I'd ask him to put his smoke out.
Mm.
And he'd say, no, I can smoke wherever I want. And I'd say, not my studio, you're not. And then he'd keep smoking. So I'd walk into the little kitchen, in my studio, and I'd fill up a glass of water and stand there and ask him to put the smoke out again. And he said, I don't know, no, I'm allowed to smoke. So I threw a glass of water into his face next time he took a drag. He didn't light one up in my studio again.
Well, that's good. Well, there you go. Ruthless.
Stuff him.
Yeah.
Not in my. I was never a smoker. So.
No. And you just discovered the. Well, we were at JB Hi-Fi looking at the pop vinyls, yes, and they've got them all in like a big tub, so you can't sort of see the figure. You've just got like the top of the boxes, and they all have like that, like a sketch of the figure's face. It's like half the face, and I looked at it. I was like, "Hey, look, this character looks like Roger Sterling." I was like, "I'll pull it out." So what they see is like, "No way, pull it out. It's fucking Roger
Sterling."
What the hell?
So then we had to hunt down the rest of them.
Yeah,
and buy them.
It was $10, which is half price, and then it was part of a buy two get one free.
Exactly right. So we had to hunt them down.
We've hunted down all 5 now, which is great. You're waiting for the Don.
Waiting for Don to arrive. Hopefully, he comes with his glass.
Well, apparently, he doesn't. They said he's broken.
Oh, well, if it is, I'll be asking them to chase another one for me.
Yeah, there you go.
That's for sure.
So we've got the
and what's her name? Is it Peg?
Peggy, yeah.
She's just getting grubbier and grubbier.
Yeah,
and she's spiraling down into Don territory now.
Yeah, such
just
great.
nice, fag hanging out of her gob all the time, and
and the pop vinyl's got it. Yeah, so that's good. They're really good character development there on the show.
Where do you reckon this going to go? I reckon Sterling and Red will finish up together.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because she had his baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to give a...
It's good we can enjoy a 15-year-old irrelevant show.
Exactly right.
A bit of a watch and still enjoy it.
And still talk about it and probably annoy the listeners a little bit. If not,
people shitless.
Yeah. Oh, I've just fallen to the floor again with this thing. Okay, so quickly, we're bordering on an hour now, so we're going to try and get this show really short today. Random Space Media, we did little partner highlights. Random Space Media, got to give them a little shout out. They haven't had any newer releases recently other than the Tremors 7 movie collection, the HP Lovecraft collection on Blu-ray, which you can check out from them. You can head over to kicks.com.au, use the code DAVE15 at checkout for 15% off. That's been extended to the end of the year. You can get 15% off your entire order using that, which is DAVE15. They sent me some new titles this week. If I can remember what they were, I've got to go to my Instagram and have a look, because they sent me a whole bunch of stuff at the beginning of the month, and they were like, oh, we've actually got some more stuff that we can send out to you. They sent me 4K of Don't Breathe 2, which is the sequel to Don't Breathe, like a horror movie.
Well, I hope it's a sequel to that.
Yeah. They sent in a film called 9 Days, which has got Winston Duke, Zazie Beetz, Benedict Wong, Tony Hale, and Bill Skarsgård, only on DVD. They didn't release the Blu-ray of that, unfortunately. 4K reissues of The Howling, which I'm keen to see.
That's a great film.
Yeah, old horror movie, classic horror film.
What sort of rating it's going to have?
Probably like great. It's like a cult classic. People love it. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, 4K reissue as well, which I'm very excited to have a look at. It's been a long time since I've seen that. That has got so many people in it as well. Chris Evans, Brie Larson, who wouldn't have known who they were at the time. Great. And The Servant, like an old classic movie they've just reissued under their Classics Remastered line with Dirk Bogarde, Sarah Miles. I'm keen to look at them.
The Howling's only got a 6.6.
Oh, well, there you go. There was so many sequels too. Like trashy, crappy sequels. So if you head over to kicks.com.au, you can use Dave15 for 15% off. And that, it is now time for our favourite segment of the show, which is... Shite. All right. Here we go. This is our favourite game that we play. Get people to send in movies. You know the drill by now. Yep. Send in IMDb listings of movies. Obscure stuff that kind of could border on being either... you got to switch my board over. Shite. All right. We have to read each other two. We're going to read each other two. And all we get is the synopsis. No title, no actors, no nothing. We just get the synopsis of the movie. Character names redacted, all that kind of shit. And we have to judge whether we think the movie is or
All right.
simply based on the synopsis, like judging a book by a cover. And what determines whether a movie is shite or right is the rating on it on IMDb. Anything below a 6, so 0 to 5.9 is a shite, and anything 6 and above.
All right.
So we have got a drinking game as well that the Wordsworth manager, Weko Jacko, has made. And it is the shite or right drinking game. If you guess the shite or right wrong, you got to drink. If synopsis is reread, you got to drink. If Devesh's name is mentioned, you got to drink. And if the segment ends, you got to finish your drink. I've had a couple of people actually this week complaining about the slurping noises that we've been making when we take a drink.
Get ready for some more.
It's quite a few people have messaged and been like, you got to cut out the slurping.
Oh, well, let's ramp it up. Let's ramp it up then.
We apologise, but it's the drinking game.
Yep.
It's the drinking game. Okay, we've got a message sent in from Jeff, our monkey man, who is a little a little worker monkey, a little worker monkey, who does our score sheets for us, is the official scorekeeper of the podcast. He sent in a long letter this week. Jeff, this is supposed to be a short show, and he sent in long letters.
Jeff's getting a bit too confident, I think.
He is. He very much is.
Hey.
He's wrote in saying, welcome to the weekly Shite or Right Derby. As always, I'm your announcer, your twisted Tarzan monkey man, Jeff. Let's not waste any time and get to the race. Get to it. And they're off. Both are off to a strong start this week. Dingo Dave and Rick the Roo are headed down the stretch. Both are calm and focused as they round the bend. What's this? We have a development, folks. There seems to be something on Dave's back. It's a small primate. This is quite ironic, folks. Dave is usually the one on my back. Good one, Jeff. It looks like the little guy has caused Dave to panic. Oh, no. There's more than normal, whatever that means. It already takes me up to a week to clean up the normal amount of shite these two drop, but what do expect from a horse's ass?
Oh, God.
He says, it's Dave by a nose this week. Good on you, mate. You barely did it. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jeff.
Try the veal.
Yeah. Right. He also says, by the way, loved your chat with the Animaniacs cast. I never knew how gracious and humble Rob Paulson is until I saw your interview with him 6 months ago. I wish Yakko was my bestie too. Don't we all? So this week, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Funny boy. We were on a tie last week, 38 each. Mm-hmm. Last week I got 2 right, you got 1 right, so it's now 40 to 39.
Oh.
I guess first this week. We got no new submissions this week, so we're just going to take them from the massive, ever-growing pile. So I'm going to guess first. You read first this week. Your first one here is from Anthony.
Anthony Fisher?
That's it.
Is that the one? Yeah. Okay. In the bleak days of the Cold War, espionage. That's the word.
Yep.
Espionage veteran George, I'm not going to say his surname,
right,
is forced from semi-retirement to uncover a Soviet agent within MI6.
Read that again.
Take a drink. Up the nose. Dave's just taken a slurp and it's gone right up the nose.
Went down
down the wrong way.
down my windpipe.
There we go. Oh, that was hilarious.
That serves us right. It's karma. It's karma's come bit us in the ass. Fucking hell.
Hang on, I want the tears out of our eyes now
right,
so I can read.
Oh, no. Okay. Please read that again.
In the bleak days of the Cold War, espionage veteran George is forced from semi-retirement to uncover a Soviet agent within MI6.
I don't know what this is. I don't know. Sounds a bit familiar, though.
I actually don't know whether you've actually watched it.
Sounds familiar. I'm going to say an all right, because it sounds like it'd be a cool little political thriller thing.
So you're going all right?
Yeah, I'm going to go... Pardon me. It's still a bit tingly
Locking
there.
that in?
Yeah, I'll lock it in. You can do the board this week, because next year.
All right.
Fantastic.
It is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I was going to say Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, but I wasn't sure if it was.
We've watched it though, haven't we?
Is this the original one or the new one?
No, this is the one with
Gary Oldman. Yeah, we have seen it.
Colin Firth, Gary Oldman, Tom Hardy.
I wish I'd said it now. I had it in my head.
John Hurt.
I had it in my head.
7.1.
Yeah, we have watched it a long time ago. Yeah. I actually thought it was a bit boring, to be honest.
Oh, no, I think I do remember because I enjoyed it and you thought it was boring. Yeah. I remember that.
It was a bit, but some of those political thrillers are really boring. Okay, so...
But that's in my wheelhouse, though. I love that sort of shit.
Political thrillers, sometimes they are just boring as shit. Okay, I've got one for you. This one comes into us from Tyson Turner. Thank you, Tyson, for sending this one in. Okay, when a 16-year-old boy and his two young siblings set off on a quest to find their missing parents, their search leads them to a ghost town in the middle of the desert. They soon discover that this is no ordinary tourist spot. In fact, according to the maps, it doesn't exist at all. Finding their way into this mysterious place, the kids must confront the sinister force that dwells beneath it in order to rescue their parents and save themselves.
The synopsis goes for far too long. I'm going to say it's crap.
You're going to say it's crap? It's trying to sell them.
Yeah, it's gone too long, and I reckon for that reason it's going to be shit.
It's just trying to sell the movie to you a bit too hard.
Yep.
You reckon?
Yep.
Okay, you lock it in?
Yep.
Shite.
Yeah,
Shite.
It had
to be.
It's called Phantom Town.
Oh, God.
I think it's a straight-to-home video thing from 1999. It goes. It's. I've got a 4.6.
Oh, yeah.
4.6.
Surprised it's got that high rating.
Me too. It has got.
That synopsis.
Is that Jim Carrey? It looks like Jim Carrey, but I'm not. It can't be Jim Carrey. Let me look. Hang on. It's no, it's not Jim Carrey. There's a guy on the poster looks exactly like Jim Carrey, but it's not him. 99. He looks too young to be him.
Well, there you go. They're trying to sell it with the Jim Carrey lookalike.
It kind of looks like Jim Carrey on the front. It's a
fucking novel for a synopsis.
Yeah, it's a horror western.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
It just had to be.
Had to be, didn't
it? Had to be.
All right.
Okay, your second one?
Yeah, this one is from Sam B.
No,
we changed
that one.
Because it was one that we'd read last week.
I think
this one come from Alan Driver?
Yes. A nightmarish, futuristic fantasy about the controlling power of big corporations and an innocent cop who stumbles on the truth.
Go again.
Take a drink. A nightmarish, futuristic fantasy about the controlling power of big corporations and an innocent cop who stumbles on the truth.
I feel like I know this one as well. I feel like it's something like Brazil or, I don't know. It sounds quite familiar. I'm going to say it's an all right because it sounds like some cult thing like Brazil sort of kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm going to say all right.
All right, you're going to lock that in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you positive?
Yeah, lock it in.
All right.
This movie has got a 7.1.
Shit.
And I love this film.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Soylent Green.
Oh, yeah. I've never watched this one.
It's great.
This one's just got that big twist at the end, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Really, really. I haven't seen it for many, many years.
Yeah.
It's got the world's... the
best
worst actor.
Yeah, Charlton Heston.
Or the world's worst actor.
No, because by saying the worst best actor, he's saying he's one of the best actors and he's the worst of them.
Oh, yeah. He's the best of the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Edward G. Robinson, Lee Taylor Young, Chuck Connors.
There you go. Anyway, Soylent Green.
Soylent Green, good film.
There you go. Okay, I've got one more for you. This one comes into us from our monkey pal, Jeff. I'm going to take one from Jeff this week. Okay, I'm going to read you this one. A gangster attempts to keep the promise he made to his dying father that he would give up his life of crime and go straight.
Based on my theory of the last one, it's a shorter synopsis.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it sounds okay. I reckon that'll be okay.
Gonna lock it in?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Woohoo, I didn't fall behind.
No.
Any further.
You got a good strategy going on. This one.
But that last one, it had to be. A novel for the synopsis.
It had to be, yeah. Oh, Jack, this chair keeps dropping.
Yeah, it's because you keep kicking it.
I know. This one's called Oscar. It stars Sylvester Stallone. It's 1991. It's a comedy.
I know that film.
It's a comedy crime. I recognise the poster.
I don't know if I've ever watched it, though.
I've never watched it. I recognise the poster, though. Gangster... I'm looking at the synopsis. Sorry, the tagline. Tagline on the poster. Gangster snaps provolone. Has until noon to become an honest man. Sounds quite good, actually. I do like a good Stallone movie. A good Stallone comedy crime is always good as well.
What's his name? Provolone.
Sylvester Stallone, yeah. Angelo Provolone. It's also got Tim Curry in there as well.
Cheese, isn't it? Provolone?
Yeah, it is. I think Tim Curry's in it. He's in the picture, but then he's not in the cast, so maybe he's not in it. Anyway, that is this week's edition of
Shite.
All
right.
We're hoping to get this show done in about an hour this week, but we're going to get it in under an hour and a half.
Yep.
We have got two... Well, hang on, what's that? What's that?
Sounds like a car reversing.
Doesn't sound like a car.
A truck reversing up. Beep, beep.
Car outside. Oh, no, it's the news.
Oh, that's the sting for the news. That's right.
It's the breaking news. Like I said, we got to find new lines when we come back.
No, you can't. People expect the shit lines.
Maybe we need new shit ones. All right, so this weekend we had Disney Plus Day. Well, actually, it was yesterday, Friday. This was one of these kind of event things that Disney does where they announce a whole bunch of shit and whatever. Second anniversary of Disney Plus, so they threw Disney Plus Day. I would cover these like as it happens, but it happened to be really late yesterday. 1 a.m. it started, ran to about 4 or 5 in the morning. Usually it happens like kind of late afternoon. I'm able to cover the event sort of as it goes along and do little videos. But I was like, there's no way I was staying up all night.
No.
Particularly right now. If it was like any other time, maybe I would have done it. Because I got so much doing, I couldn't afford to be up all night. So instead, I'm putting together like a breakdown video at the moment of all the big news, which goes up tonight at the time that I'm recording this. It will be there on YouTube if you want to go and check it out. I felt this was a bit of a fizzle, this one, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, usually they have like big announcements and most of the stuff they announced or gave previews of was shit they announced at the Disney Investor Day last December. And it was quite funny because that was not particularly aimed at general audiences, aimed at investors. And those of us who are more hardcore in how we follow films and what's going on and stuff knew what's going on. And they did throw it was like a big hoo-ha over it. But a lot of the stuff that they put out yesterday, they dropped like, oh, we're doing this and this and this and this. It was stuff that we've known about for a year. But people were like, oh my God, this is happening. I can't believe it. And like, this has been really like general knowledge for a year.
Oh.
Stuff like Baymax, the series, which is the Big Hero 6 like spin-off series. They announced it like a year ago, and everyone's like, oh my God, Baymax is getting a series. Yeah.
I knew about that one.
You knew that one. I'm sure we talked about it. They did drop a trailer, though, so that was new. Looks quite good. And then they talked about the new Zootopia series. Oh my God, Zootopia's getting a series. And you knew it a year ago. So it was mostly just a bunch of just them like dropping a couple of posters, a couple of trailers, a couple of logos for movies and saying, hey, this is coming next year. So a lot of it was just announcing like, oh, this is coming next year. Wasn't a whole lot of new stuff in there at all that was really that exciting. We did get sort of like a sizzle reel from Pixar where they already announced it, but they had previously said that they were working on a TV series set in the world of cars. They probably announced it yesterday. It's called Cars on the Road, and it focuses on Maida and Lightning McQueen going on a massive road trip. And all the kind of wacky people, or wacky car characters that they come across. I don't know if it's going to be a long-form thing or if it's going to be like... They did this Up series recently where it's the old man and the dog... not the dog. Yeah, the dog. Doug Days, it's called.
Yep.
And it was like little 6-minute shorts. I feel like it's going to be something like that. But they showed some concept art, and it looks like a Cars movie.
That's right.
Yeah, so
I like the Cars.
Right. Cars are good, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But yeah, they've actually announced the title now. It's called Cars on the Road. It's out next year. Marvel, they did some other stuff, dropped some other stuff. It's going to be a long-form series called Win or Lose, 20-minute episodes. It's all set within the 1 week. I think it's the same story from a perspective of a different person each episode. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Focuses on a middle school co-ed softball team preparing for their championship game. It's just like different sort of people. That'll be interesting. But again, they announced that at the Disney Investor Day. But they gave us some concept art yesterday have a look at. They've announced 2 behind-the-scenes documentaries are coming to Disney+. This is brand new info. One for Turning Red and one for Lightyear. So they're 2 big movies next year. They're going to do like I don't know if it's going to be like a 1-hour doco special like the Marvel ones, or whether it's going to be like that Frozen docu-series where it's like 6 episodes or something like that. I don't know. I think it's going to be just like short, like behind-the-scenes film thing. We got a massive Marvel Studios sizzle reel. They showed us a bunch of logos for movies that we've already seen logos for. Well, not movies, series, the Disney Plus series. And everyone, oh my God, this is going to be a series. We've known this. We know it. They gave us a little bit more footage from Hawkeye, a little clip from Hawkeye, which looks pretty good. They gave us a little bit of footage of the upcoming Moon Knight, which has got Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke. It looks pretty cool. It's one that I've been a bit like cold on, but it looks quite cool now that we've seen a little bit of it. They showed us a tiny bit of footage from Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk we got a little bit of footage from, and they've revealed that it's going to be a comedy series, which is going to be interesting. Secret Invasion, we got one tiny little clip of Samuel L. Jackson.
Secret Invasion?
It's Secret Invasion. This is do you remember the Skrulls from Captain Marvel, the green guys?
Oh, yeah.
And they like can shapeshift and shit. Turns out there's a massive arc in the comic books, the Secret Invasion line, where it turns out the Avengers have been Skrulls the entire time, and there was like a Skrulls invasion hundreds of years ago, and there's Skrulls living on Earth as humans. So they're doing this as now. Everyone actually at one point people were speculating this is going to be the next major storyline in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, but they're doing it as a Disney Plus series. It's going to have Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn's back as his Skrull character, Talos. Because if you remember at the end of Captain Marvel, it was revealed that Nick Fury has been a Skrull, and we're not too sure how long he's been a Skrull for. It's the whole time. So that'll be interesting. We got one little shot of Nick Fury. And then that was really it. But they did announce 4 new animated series are coming.
Oh, God.
Yeah, to follow up from What If. I almost said WhatsApp. What If. They've announced season 2 of What If. But they have announced 4 brand new series, which have not been announced at all. So we've got one called... I'll talk about these. I can't remember what they were. Oh, yeah, here they are. Marvel Zombies is one of them. Remember the episode of What If where they were all zombies?
Yeah.
It's like a whole series of that. That's what I think.
Right.
Yeah, not huge on the Marvel Zombies. There's
going
to be one called...
What If? Wasn't huge on What If?
No. And that was the worst one we saw. We stopped watching after that. That was awful, actually. We stopped watching after that. I Am Groot we're going to get, which is a CG animated series of original shorts exploring Baby Groot's glory days growing up and getting into trouble among the stars. And that'll be interesting. Baby Groot's a bit of fun. That might be interesting. We've got one called Spider-Man Freshman Year.
Tom Spider-Man?
Tom Spider-Man. I don't know if Tom Spider-Man's going to come and do the voiceover, but Spider-Man Freshman Year, it's a prequel to Civil War and Homecoming, so right back to the beginning, which follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU. So it's basically going to be like the MCU origin story of Spider-Man, because we haven't had that yet. Because it came right in like after he'd been Spider-Man for some time, remember?
Yep.
And they didn't bother to go back and do the origin story for a third time in 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. Because that other franchise had it.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, that's right.
So now it looks like they're going and doing that as an animated series. So that'll be quite interesting.
Yeah.
And it's they saying it's a journey unlike anything we've ever seen, and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. That could be interesting. Yeah. Hoping that turns out good.
One of the more popular characters too, which is good.
Yeah. This one gets me a little bit tingly. It's called...
A little bit moist?
Well, yeah. Won't go that far. It's called X-Men 97. This is the first X-Men property that Marvel Studios will be tackling since they got the ownership back to the characters through the Fox buyout.
That's right, they didn't have it, did they?
No, Fox had it.
Yeah.
And now Disney bought Fox. They've got it back. This, though, is a continuation of the original X-Men animated series from the 1990s.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to tie it into the MCU continuity or whether it's going to be like, it could be like an alt universe thing. I don't know. We don't know how this multiverse thing's going at the moment. But I feel like it could be a multiverse thing, or it could simply be just Marvel Studios is producing something that's outside the continuity of the films and the series, and which will be interesting.
I'm calling it. They're going to tie it in.
Yeah, they're going to have to, surely.
Yeah.
They're going to have to. But it's going to be interesting to see. But like, if you remember, I don't know if you remember the old, I watched it when I was a kid, the old X-Men animated show. That's where you had Wolverine in like that classic yellow and blue outfit. Yeah, that's right. And like the Beast was a big blue guy, and so it's like a reboot of the old cartoon. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. I'm keen to see it. Something a little bit different. I think
it'll be good.
They did also. I did forget to mention. They did also announce 2 new live action shows for Disney Plus. One called Agatha, House of Harkness. So if you remember the villain from the WandaVision, Agatha Harkness, the witch.
Yeah. She's
getting her own show. Catherine Hahn's coming back to portray Agatha Harkness, which will be quite good. I think they didn't announce it, but that this has been rumoured for a little while, and the rumour is that it's going to be a prequel set during the Salem witch trials.
Ooh.
So it'll be quite
good.
Quite interesting to check that out.
Look forward to that.
They've also announced one called Echo. This is going to star Alaqua Cox as a character by the name of Maya Lopez, who her superhero is Echo. We're going to be introduced to this character in Hawkeye. So this is going to spin out of Hawkeye. So all these things are just really, at the moment, it's just fucking crazy at the moment, all over the shop.
They're keeping some people employed, aren't they?
Oh, exactly right. It's crazy. So they were really the only major announcements that came out of this. Everything else was stuff.
All old stuff.
It was stuff we knew about, and they gave us maybe a poster or a couple of pieces of concept art or just a new logo and said, hey, we're giving this to you next year. And everyone's freaking out. Oh, my God. We knew about it a year ago.
All investors knew about it 12 months ago.
Yeah.
Now they're giving it to the public.
But this was the public. The public had the investor day. Yeah. They streamed it live to everyone. It's mad. But we also got a sizzle reel for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone thought we were going to get like a trailer for it. This is the new Disney Plus series with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. They gave us a sizzle reel of concept art for it. They didn't give us any footage. They gave us like a tiny little clip with Ewan McGregor like, oh yeah, bringing Obi-Wan back. It's going to be great.
Bastards.
Yeah, I know. Everyone was like, where's the Obi-Wan trailer?
Where's the footage?
Every time, this is so stupid, every time, because Disney had like a massive thread on Twitter of all the big announcements, and like 5-minute intervals they drop something, and every time they drop some news, the crazy Star Wars fans were on there dropping where's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and like dropping like all these like memes and shit, and just getting really quite aggressive, like who cares, where's Obi-Wan?
That's the Star Wars
everyone's
fans.
Like fucking chill out.
Haven't they gone off?
No, they're just mad. I'm completely uninterested in Star Wars anymore. This is the only thing I'm interested in, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I want to see my man Ewan back. Yeah. And they showed a little bit of footage that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are going to go head-to-head again.
Ooh,
so it's going to be quite
nice.
exciting to see. But we've got, Hayden Christensen's going to be back as Darth Vader. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
He hasn't really done a lot, has he?
Nothing at all, really. But so I'm keen for that. We also got a small behind-the-scenes tease of the upcoming Willow series starring Warwick Davis. So they're doing it's a sequel to the original Willow film.
Gotta watch that.
Yeah,
love Warwick. Warwick's great.
So we got behind-the-scenes footage of him being if the character that he was in, the character that he always plays, where he plays himself, and he's always like a dick. Yeah, it's like that. He's going up to all the actors like, "Oh, who are you? I've never seen you before." And it's like a guy that's in the Spider-Man films. Tony Rivoli, I think his name is, plays Flash Thompson in the Spider-Man movies. He's like, "Oh, who are you? You've done some you've done some student films, all that kind of stuff."
So that's the character he plays in this.
Well, no, that just in this little behind-the-scenes clip was like he's playing that version of himself that you would have seen in that Life's Too Short show where he's like a bit of a dick and he like thinks he's top shit and all that. So it's quite a funny little behind-the-scenes clip, but that's all we got from Willow. Other than that, that was it. It was a bit of a fizzle, but I've still done a little video and we'll see if people enjoy it.
I knew nothing about any of that because it was last night and I was in bed.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it was so late. If I did a bit earlier, I might have covered it a bit better, but probably not because I've got so much on at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're not going to take viewer questions or anything because nothing came in, no emails or anything. But we will close the show out. I don't know when we'll be back, probably a couple of weeks' time. Interesting. It's going to be an interesting couple of months now trying to figure out how we're going to do it.
It'll be easy.
It'll be easy. It's just going to be weird getting in the new rhythm of it all.
Yeah.
But it's going to be at least 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to cut any like best of clips or like maybe a couple of Shite or Right compilations or something, a couple of easy things I can clip together and just keep them rolling. I'm not too sure, but we'll come back for probably the best part of December and then we'll go off again for a month over Christmas and New Year's. And then come back again. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. But that's it for now. Well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. I do promise. We're not going to disappear. We're just going to find a way to do it and how just getting used to doing it over virtually.
When you do it face to face, you get visual cues from each other. So that's going to be
That's what I mean. It's hard to kind of work off each other when it's virtual. But this is what every podcaster went through last year during the pandemic.
It'll all be Zoom or something.
It'll be fine.
It'll be video.
But like all the podcasts, like over the last 2 years, been lockdowns and stuff, have been doing the virtual stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're just going to have to. We're a year behind, 2 years behind.
No.
There we go. Anyhow, thanks so much for listening. We will be back in a couple of weeks' time. We'll see you then. Of course, until then, though, the podcasts go out, well, most Mondays, except for the next couple of weeks. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible. Visual elements available to view on YouTube. It's there. There's no video, but it's there. You can hit subscribe if you like. That goes out 2 days earlier to patrons. Again, apologies for getting it up so late today. But head over to patreon.com/DaveLeeDownUnder. Hit subscribe while you're there, or just head over there and hit subscribe anyway. Why not?
Of course. Get there.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. The regular YouTube channel is Dave Lee Down Under. Links in the description of every podcast. If you want to write an email, you can send an email to daveleepod@gmail.com. And if you're listening on the podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating.
Just good ones.
Just the good ones.
Hate shit ones.
YouTube preview. I released my Addams Family Evolution a couple of weeks ago, doing very well, actually. So head on over and check that one out if you haven't watched it. Not doing any voice evolutions for that one, but you can go and check out the main evolution video. It's quite good. Over the last week, I have uploaded basically just a bunch of cartoon news. Really? I think that's all I've done. So go and check out that. Like some Rugrats stuff, and they announced Gal Gadot's going to be the evil queen in Disney's Snow White. Actually, I think that was last week.
Yep.
But anyway, I put up my full interview with the Animaniacs cast as well. A review for Home Sweet Home Alone, the new movie that went to Disney Plus. I should have talked about it on this. No, I shouldn't have talked about it on this show. It's dumb. It's dumb, but it's fun. I had a bit of fun with it. I also did a breakdown of the Disney Plus Day thing. Well, the moment I'm talking, I finished it, but it hasn't gone live. But by the time you get this, it's live. Yep. I also did like a breakdown of the Simpsons Disney crossover short called Plusiversary. That's sitting on 15,000 views at the moment.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, since last night. So that's doing quite well. So go and check that one out. breakdown of all the cameos and characters. Also, a couple of reviews went live over on the Extra channel. The James Bond No Time to Die review went up, and one for Sopranos Many Saints of Newark. That might have been the week before, but there's a couple of things going up on the Extra channel too. If you want to head over to Dave Lee Down Under Extra at YouTube and hit sub on a third channel,
do it.
Be much appreciated. This week, I don't think there's going to be anything else going up. I can almost be certain that there's
you got a bit on.
Actually, there might be a couple of just smaller things, but I'm not too sure. I won't say just yet. A couple of more obligatory things that I have to get done for people. Needs to go out. But anyway, keep your eye on the channel, on the Extra channel. There might be a couple of little bits, but I'm going to be pretty slow over the next couple of weeks. And I'm working on my next evolution, which I want done by the end of the month. I haven't announced it or anything. Script's done. Got to record it. Want that recorded before I go away. Whew.
And just before you go, Dave.
Yes.
Happy, safe travels and enjoy your time in the UK.
Much. Appreciate it.
We'll miss you here at home, and I'm sure your listeners will wish you well as well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm looking forward to get over there.
Getting there and getting to see your girlfriend the first time in 2 years.
2 years. Crazy, man. It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm sure I will be home in no time.
It'll fly. It's anything like the last 2 years, it'll fly.
Well, yeah, last 2 years are gone, and I was over there for almost 2 years, and that went really quick. So 5 months, 6 months is going to be quite quick.
Exactly
so we'll be back in no time. But thank you, appreciate it, and thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you on the next one, whenever that is, in a couple of weeks' time. And take it easy.
Thanks for listening. Stay safe, guys.